Hello students, the next topic is contiguous memory allocation. So what is contiguous memory allocation? So basically it is a method that assign process consecutive free memory block. And when I say non-contiguous memory allocation, it is just that process can be divided into different parts, and it can be used for filling the space in the main memory. So usually the main memory consists of the operating system as well as the user program, and memory is divided into two partitions, one for the residence operating system and one for the user processor. Since the operating system is allocated a space first, usually at either the low or the high memory, and the remaining available memory is allocated to the processes as it is needed. Here, the major factor or the major decision is the location of the interrupt vector. Since the interrupt vector is always in the low memory, usually the programmers place the operating system in the low memory as well. Okay, and in this contiguous memory allocation, each process is contained in a single contiguous section of the memory. So before discussing about the memory allocation, let us see how to provide the protections or how to do memory mapping using this hardware support for reallocation and limit register. So as we have already discussed, a reallocation register is used to protect user processes from each other and from changing the operating system code and the data. The relocation register contains the value of the smallest physical address, that is usually the base address, because relocation register is a base register itself, and the limit register contains the range of the logical address. With these two registers, each logical address must be compared with the limit register. Okay, and it should be less than the limit register. You are also going to use the memory management unit in order to map the logical address by adding the value in the relocation address, and this address what you are going to do is actually the physical address from which the data will be extracted from the particular partition. Okay, so this is this is the diagram which we have already discussed in the previous lecture. So CPU generate the logical address, and whatever the content in the limit register is there is compared. If the logical address is smaller than the limit register, then the content will be added with the base address which is present in the relocation register, then you will get the physical address. If the comparison fails, then there is a trap to the operating system. So I will just explain how the protection is given to the memory partition using this relocation and the limit registers. Okay, so you can see here memory is divided into single partition as well as the multiple partition. When I say single partition, at a time only one process is brought into the memory and it is executed, and all the other available memory space is unused. Okay, this happens only in the MS-DOS system, whereas in the Unix, Linux or the operating systems which we are using here uses multiple partition memory system, where the memory is divided into multiple partition, and in each of the partition different process has been stored. Okay, so in order to understand the protection of your memory system using the limit and the relocation register, I can either use the single partition or the multiple partition. Right now I've just used the single partition just for the explanation purpose. Now assume that I have since it is a single partition, I have stored a process at a location 1000. Now this is the the base address of the process where exactly it has been loaded, and the limit is 1059. That means the process has ended at this location or this address 1059. So this is the size of the process, that is 59, approximately 59 to 60 instructions have been placed in these process. Now if the process want to access, so if a running application wants to access any instruction or a data from this process which is stored in the memory, so as you know, since the limit is from 1000 to 1058, it should access the instructions or the data from this location itself. It cannot go and access from the partition where operating system is stored, or neither it can access the partition where it is free or some other process has been stored. So for that, the CPU is going to issue the logical address. So based on the logical address, you can access the instructions or the data present in this partition, that is process 1. Now I will assume that the CPU has generated a logical address, say 72, okay, and the limit is 60, that is approximately 60 is the limit of this process P1. So I will compare. So 72 is smaller than the limit, no, then there is a trap to the operating system. Okay, now if I assume that if the logical address, even if it was greater, I would allow to access the memory partition, what would happen? So this 72 would have been added to the relocation register. What is relocation register? Basically, it is a base register itself. So what is the base address of the process 1? It is 1000. So 1000 plus 72 would have been 1072, which is actually the address of the next partition. You are trying to access, or you are trying to access the process P1, the process 1, whose limit is 1000 to 1059. But since because of this condition, that is logical address is greater than the limit, you are allowing it to access the next location, okay, which is not feasible. Is it correct? So in that case, it will show the trap to the operating system. So if you want to access the instruction and the data from this location where process P1 is present, then this condition should satisfy. Okay, so always the logical address should be smaller than the limit. So assume that logical address is 50. So obviously it is smaller than the limit register. So 50 would have been added to the relocation register. So it would have been 1050. Then 1050 would have been in the given partition, that is where process P1 is present. So at that location, whatever the instruction and data is there, that have been extracted and sent back to the CPU. This is how the protection can be given to each of the processes in the partition, or you can protect the operating system using the limit and the relocation registers. So the CPU scheduler is the one which will select the process for execution, and the dispatcher is going to load the relocation and the limit register with the correct value as a part of the context switch. So every address generated by the CPU is checked against these registers, thus protecting both the operating system and the user program and the data from being modified by this running processor. This relocation register protection scheme allows actions such as kernel code to be transient and the kernel changing size dynamically. So this flexibility is desirable in many situations.